clean their offices late at night while they move billions out of taxman's sight. Papa broke his back laying foundation while they built tax havens across every nation. My uncle's old tricks with the family cash. Now Silicon Valley's doing that shit en masse, shifting digits through the server stacks like Giuseppe moved euros through cousin Max.
Welcome to Book Time with Ryan. I am Ryan, and today I'll be talking about Offshore by Brooke Harrington, Stealth Wealth and the New Colonialism. This was published in 2024, and I got this at Politics and Prose when I was there for a different event. When did I get it? I got it when I was there for the Gales of November. Check that out. This is good. It's not going to be a super long review. This has 120 pages, a little over 122 pages with acknowledgments. And I liked it. So what is this talking about? This talks about offshore accounts, offshore finance. It's talking about tax havens, tax avoidance, the secrecy that is afforded with offshore bank accounts, where those accounts happen, and how those offshore financial institutions depress the local economy and the locals in favor of an uber rich foreign body who doesn't even show up. So what is this talking about? There are certain levels of regulation, certain levels of laws that every country or state will have. And there are laws or regulations that you may not want to follow. If everyone has the same law and the same regulation, there's not a whole lot you can do about that. You're going to have to follow the law and follow the rules, which is good. Follow the rules. But there are people who want to do something illegal. Maybe they're laundering money. Maybe they are trying to avoid paying taxes on their full incomes. Whatever it is, they may want to find a place that has laxer rules, laxer laws, and maybe they avoid paying as much in taxes. Or maybe they don't have a know your customer rule for the banks, and they can do things that may be illegal there because this country or this state has passed rules, passed laws to attract them. And that's the way it happens. This is not just a natural phenomenon. It is a political body trying to get business, and by making it more attractive for maybe those money launderers or tax avoiders, they do things that make them want to move there and settle their accounts there. And you see that in a lot of prior colonies, especially prior British colonies. The big ones that people think about are British Virgin Islands, the Bahamas, Cayman Islands, Singapore, I think the Seychelles, Luxembourg, Malta. There's a number of them out there. Even within the United States, there are some laws, some states that are more open or less open to I don't want to say illegal behavior, but they might be more, people would say business friendly. And there is a kind of like a spectrum here for things that can happen. There are areas that are business friendly that may do things that favor a business over maybe the consumer, but it's not illegal. It's just somewhere that if you're, an example might be that a state may not have income tax. So if I'm trying to hire people, if I want to get employees, I might be able to attract more employees in that state because they get to keep more of their pay. That's not illegal, but on the far end of that spectrum is the purely illegal organized crime, like sex trafficking, murder, that kind of stuff. And that stuff's funded. Now, there's a thing called money laundering where you have a legitimate business and you use that business to mix in dirty money coming from something that's probably illegal. And by mixing that dirty money with the clean money, you can get the dirty money out, laundered, cleaned up, harder to track to those illegal activities. And what this book is talking about is how some of those offshore facilities make that process easier. It caters to the upper, I want to say upper 1%, but it's even higher than that. These are the people with hundreds of millions, billions of dollars, and they can justify what they're doing. There are wealth managers, wealth management companies that manage their funds, and maybe in the form of a trust. And those wealth managers who this Brooke Harrington, the author, spoke to, she's a sociologist, they justify what they do too. And she goes into the damage that this kind of dark shadow economy in offshore can do, not only to the locals who aren't seeing the benefit because the local government did something to attract these businesses, and it might be those businesses don't have to pay any taxes. So the local government isn't making a lot outside of the fees, and the people that live there aren't getting a lot out of the presence of these companies. But there's also damage to the home country that the tax avoidance scheme is avoiding. And the interesting thing in this book is it gives you numbers of how many billions of dollars, I think it said like $150 billion a year, is lost from countries that could legitimately collect taxes on that money that is stashed away somewhere else. And there are a lot of good examples of big companies that do that kind of thing. So it's not only damaging to local economies or local governments, it's also damaging to kind of the original countries that those foreigners are from, that are avoiding their stricter laws or stricter regulations. And she goes into how there's a foundation of colonialism and that this stuff, the offshore approach, really developed out of the process of a lot of colonies becoming independent. Also, that this offshore, the damages caused by this are delayed a little bit. First, a country maybe like Jersey in the channel between France and England. Jersey is there. They're giving all these benefits to companies coming in. The companies are coming in. They're building buildings. They are building offices. They're having restaurants added. The locals benefit from that. But after a while, and they're managing the money, that kind of tops out. And now they're not getting anything out of it. And the people who are benefiting don't even come to that country. It's really being managed through a wealth management company and maybe through a shell company or a trust. It goes into some of the hacks over the last 10 years. Panama Papers, it was the big one that I remember. There were a couple other ones, Pandora and one other one. And she talks about those too. Also talks about the danger in some of these areas and how they do tend to promote more crime. It just seems to come out of it. But I thought it was a really interesting book. It makes me mad. I think if you read it and you're not using tax avoidance schemes, this would probably make you mad too. And she's from Dartmouth, but it did feel like she's more involved with European institutions. I don't know where she's originally from. So I give it 4 stars. That's great for a business, economics, finance book that I read. Really quick read. It was really like one day, but yeah. And I'm not trying to read a lot of short books. It's kind of playing out that way. So don't expect this to be the new pace, a new video every other day or every day. It's going to slow down. Okay. It's gonna slow down, but check it out. Offshore by Brooke Harrington. All right, have a good one. Bye.
Tax haven shuffle, digital style. Billionaires dancing through loopholes with a smile. Philanthropy's just their PR disguise, while mama's still scrubbing their corporate lies. Remember counting coins at Nana's table? Now I'm watching stock splits and profit fables. These tech gods in their glass towers high, preaching innovation while their taxes fly to some island account. Man, it's so damn slick. Uncle G would be proud of this accounting trick, but he did it to feed us, keep the lights on. They do it for yachts and to fuel their con. From Calabria's wisdom to corporate schemes, same shit, different scale, or so it seems. But Giuseppe had honor in his hustle flow. These valley boys just put on a fucking show. So here's to you, uncle, and your street smart ways, while these tech bros hide behind their offshore plays. At least you owned your game, kept it real. They hide behind lawyers too ashamed to feel.